Hello guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan. Once again, and today we're going to be doing another comic book by the issue. Today we're going to be looking at Dark Knights of Steel number 11, which should be the second to last or the penultimate issue. And I don't know if there's going to be more stuff in this world. I feel like there should be, because I don't know if they're going to be able to finish up the story, in one more issue. So, first of all, the cover is really nice. I really like how they make Wonder Woman look. And it starts in the L Kingdom with Constantine drinking and talking to Harley, and then Lois Lane shows up, and they're all conversing and they're all making plans to try to figure out, what the hell they're gonna do about Protex, I think is his name, the bad guy. And then we should switch over to a different scene where Kal-El and Bruce are talking, and they, talk about the fact that they're brothers. They kind of have, Bruce kind of feels bad, but then Kal-El is like, you know what, I always thought about you, I thought of you as a brother. It doesn't really matter. There's problems with how it happened, but I'm very happy that you're here and that you're one of my family members, and I'm very, happy to have you. And then they talk about Alfred, and well, the situation is that Bruce was basically betrayed by Alfred, but also Alfred is basically his dad. So he doesn't really know how to feel about it, and that's kind of where we leave that, right? So then we switch over to a different scene where we see the White Martians talking about the meteorite and fashioning it into these very primitive looking swords. It looks pretty cool, but I feel like they could have done better with their laser eyes, but it is what it is. So yeah, they also talk about the Green Martian and the fact that he exists. And so Protex, or Protex, I don't know how to say his name, goes over to the L Kingdom where they have John kind of locked up, and he's tied with the lasso of truth. And so we have Protex trying to kill John. And then before that happens, John reveals that he's been broadcasting his thoughts to other people, and so we get to see that Protex gets attacked and more or less mildly beat by Bruce and Kal-El, and they use fire to do so. And so he eventually leaves, and they save Johns, and then we get another scene shift where we see that the queens are gathering resources and gathering people, and basically they're going to make their kingdom into the kingdom of fire, where everyone has a torch. There's bonfires everywhere. They create a moat around the kingdom where they burn stuff. Poison Ivy is like, hey, I brought all these dead trees, please use them for your fire so that none of us die. They build a moat, like I said, and well, realistically the issue is that they're never going to be able to keep this going forever. Eventually it is going to run out. They're going to run out of fuel, and things are going to get worse. And so they have to end this before that happens. And then we get to see John and Bruce have a moment where John reads his mind, and they figure out, how he feels. And it's really, really good. I really like this moment here where, Bruce is like, dude, you're my dad. I can't hate you. I understand what happened. Thank you. But also, it did hurt a bit, but we'll make it work, right? And then Bruce and Kal-El go down into the dungeon, and they start to get people out of there. And, they're like, I realized that there was a problem, that I didn't do this right. We're going to, free all of you that I put in here incorrectly. But so all the criminals actually have to stay in the dungeon. And then, Oliver's like, what about me? I actually did something bad. Because, he committed regicide. He killed the king. And then Kal-El's like, well, you murdered my dad, but I understand that it wasn't under your own purpose. And I also know that you're a very valuable member of basically of the people that can help us win, right? And so he lets him go. Then Waller goes up to Kal-El's mom, and she's like, my queen, what the fuck are we doing? What's going on? Her and Harley have a moment of like, fighting. And eventually Waller is forced to say, okay, we'll do what you ask. And they move on, right? Turns out that the elves have to go, in secret. They go do something, and they create a gate or a key to the Phantom Zone. which is a really cool scene. I really like the, you know, the elves using their special powers to forge weapons. I thought that was really, really cool. Honestly, I would like to see a lot more medieval style superhero stories. I think they're really, really cool. Then we switch to a different scene where we see that Amanda Waller goes to and talks to the White Martians, and apparently she was part of the people that are trying to get the White Martians to win, because basically it looks like she wants to get rid of all the other kingdoms and only have the Old Kingdom be important or be the only one that is left. And that's very interesting. She also made a pact with some Hellfire demon, so anyone that touches her gets immediately burnt. And so it's very, very interesting how this works, and that's where it ends. And basically, it looks like Amanda Waller is going to help Protex in the next coming fight. And I'm very interested to see where this goes. I know it's this limited series. I know it's supposed to be 11 out of 12, but I really don't see it finishing, you know, in a satisfying way next issue. So I'm very curious to see if they're going to have, you know, Dark Knights of Steel 2 or Dark Knights of Steel something else, you know, like how Deceased had like 4 different, you know, parts of the story. And I would really like to see a lot more side stories. I would like to see like a Green Lantern show up and like be like a medieval knight in shining green armor, or maybe a Sinestro Corps member. I don't know, something cool like that would be really interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know. It looks really, really cool. I'm very happy with the story. It did kind of dip in quality for a while, and then it kind of started getting good again. And I think that's just kind of more or less how Tom Taylor writes. But this is much better than Dark Ages. So I'm happy with it. And that's really all I have to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your thought. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.